Hey you guys, welcome back to today's review. We are going to be testing out, and actually not testing out, we're going to be talking about the Anastasia Beverly Hills in collaboration with her daughter Norvina. This is Norvina's palette, and I got a lot of requests and a lot of messages asking if I was going to purchase this palette because you guys love me so much. So many of you guys know how much I love the color purple, so of course I got a lot of requests and a lot of comments asking if I was going to get this palette, and you guys know I did. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about it. I did play around with it today. This look is what I created, which will be up next after this video. Keep an eye out for that one, and if you guys want to know my thoughts on this and you guys want to find out all about this good palette, then just keep watching. We're going to do really quick little details on it. So the palette does retail for $42. It has already launched on the Anastasia site, so you guys can definitely pick that up. I believe it launched July 17th. There are quite a few different dates for when it's going to launch in different areas, so I'm going to have that linked down below for you guys because it's a lot of different dates. The palette retails for $42, and you could have paid, I believe, $6 for 2-day shipping, which I was a cheap bitch, so I went with like the free shipping. And in all honesty, it ended up getting here like on Saturday, so it came out on the 17th, and then I got it on Saturday, which was just a few days, so I didn't really feel like it was even needed for, you know, the quick shipping, so I would just get free shipping if I were you guys. You guys saw that it is purple packaging. It looks exactly, or I shouldn't say looks, but it has the exact same packaging as the Soft Glam palette you guys can see, and as well as the Modern Renaissance. So all very, very similar. So she describes this palette as having 14 whimsical shades, which does have a combination of mattes and shimmers inside the palettes, as well as bright mattes and soft pastel shimmers, which when I see this palette, I really think that it really does embody her in the way that she is. So we're going to start off with some swatches. We're going to do the very top row, which is a majority of her shimmer shadows right on the top. So the very first shade that we have is Dreamer, Summer, Wild Child, Rose Gold, Celestial, Dazzling, and Drama. These shadows right here, I have to say, of the entire palette that I played around with, they had the most intensity with and without any sort of help from like MAC Fix Plus. I was really impressed with them. I will say that especially the lighter shades, I always gravitate towards Anastasia palettes when it comes to lighter shades to highlight with, because I do feel like they have some of the best formulas when you talk about their shimmer shades. The quality and the pigmentation of them are very much aligned with the Modern Renaissance and the Soft Glam palettes. The only shadow that I find myself to have had a little bit of issue with, but I think it's more my fault than of anything, was Wild Child. I felt like it was a little bit difficult for me to apply it because it would have been so much more intense if I would have applied it with my finger, in my opinion, versus using a brush or a synthetic brush. Now, if you don't have nails, that is why I did not use my fingers, but if you don't have nails, or if you like to apply your lid shades with your finger, I think you're going to find this top row to be very easy to work with. As for the darker shades, when I used the shade Drama, you guys can see that I applied it on the outer corner. It actually ended up working out really nicely because a lot of the glitter that you see in here is very small and minute, so it actually doesn't appear. You can really intensify those deep shades using that shadow. So now we have the bottom row. For the first shadow we have is Base, then we have Soul, Incense, Love, Volatile, Eccentric, and Passion. And these shades, a majority of these shades on the bottom row are going to be your matte shadows. So I do like it because I kind of feel like it gave me the feeling of kind of using like the Lorac Pro, where one row was mattes and one row was shimmers. The bottom row though, Base, Soul, and Love do have somewhat of a satin finish. When you look at it, you will notice that there is a little bit of glitter to it, but it's so small that when you apply it on the lid, you're really not going to see anything at all. Soul was the only one that I did not use. I don't know if it's going to come off as dark. I feel like it's definitely going to be one of those shadows where it's going to be more of a light application, and that's really all you're going to get out of it. I wanted to do side-by-sides of these palettes because with the recently launched Soft Glam palette, I'm sure some of you guys may have picked it up, and I know some of you guys also have the Modern Renaissance palette. I'm sure you guys are wondering, like, how much different is it than, you know, this palette, and do I really need it? So here is the Modern Renaissance. Then you have Norvina's palette, and then at the very bottom you have the one that just recently launched, Soft Glam. I don't see a whole lot of similarities. I would say that maybe like these last matte colors right here kind of are similar to this palette, but the shimmer shadows in this palette, in my opinion, are very different than some of the other palettes that she's thrown out. You can probably find some similarities picked here and there from different palettes of theirs, but as a whole, I think that it's got a lot of its own character to it. The quality of the palette, as I said before, the shimmer shadows are very creamy. They're very much aligned with the last two really good palettes, the Soft Glam and the Modern Renaissance. I will say though that if I have to knock anything for this palette, I would say the mattes. Some of them I feel like are a little more inconsistent than others. The shade Passion here has to be the most chalkiest and not the most pigmented in my opinion. I don't think they're as soft as the Soft Glam and the Modern Renaissance, but they've got the pigment in them. I will say again, Passion is the only one that I was just like, yeah, no, I'm not feeling it. Oh, shit, look at that. It's already dirty. It's what I hate about these palettes. I really wish that they would change the packaging on these sometimes because they get so dirty. I think it's a good palette, although if you are a neutral crazed person, I don't think that you're going to want to play with this. I think that you would like it for a little bit, but I don't think you would dive into it as much as you would dive into some of your other palettes. I see myself playing with this. I see myself going to some of these colors because I personally love purple and I feel myself really vibing towards it, but I feel like it's kind of one of those instant palettes. Like if you see it and you're like, oh my gosh, I need it, you're going to love it. If you see it and you're like, I don't know if I need it, you're probably not going to love it. You might dive into it a few times and then you'll kind of be like, okay, it'll sit in your drawer. It's not like the Soft Glam and the Modern Renaissance where those are very good staple palettes to have in your collection. So that's my thoughts on the palette. I want to know your thoughts. Give this video a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed this review and let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on this, if you guys were really excited about it. I know there's so much love for Norvina, so I see her getting a lot of support, which I'm very happy about because she is very, very supportive. So thank you again for watching. I hope you guys subscribe before you guys head out and make sure to follow me on social media if you guys haven't yet. Otherwise, I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye.